Hi, this is Gabe Romero with The Source Live. We're here in San Diego, California with Brennan Neff, National Sales Director for Dole Fruit. Brennan, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, we're here in San Diego, California. Ships offloading. Tell me a little bit about what we're going on.
So yeah, we're currently on the Dole Caribbean, and this vessel brings bananas and pineapples from our growing regions in the tropics, starting in Ecuador, Costa Rica, Guatemala. It brings it northbound to our North American West Coast port in San Diego. Starting from Ecuador to San Diego, it's about a 9-day voyage. And this fruit will be offloaded off this vessel and distributed across the entire western United States.
So in California, we have difficulties with labor force. Is it that difficult in Costa Rica or Honduras where you have your fields?
No, we actually have a pretty good consistent supply of labor down there. We have a great relationship with all the workers in the areas where we grow. In fact, it's part of Dole's culture to really take care of the people in the areas and the regions that we grow, ensuring that they have good medical care, education, transportation, always take care of our workers. It's been in our DNA since we started down there 100 years ago. We'll continue to do that as we move forward, and that really helps with our labor situation in our growing areas.
Excellent. What does it take to put a pineapple on one of these containers?
Pineapples are picked at the peak of ripeness. Once they're harvested, pineapples no longer ripen. So what happens is we go through the fields. We're looking for a consistent sizing and maturity of the fruit, a certain sugar level, Brix level in the product. Once we get to the desired level, we go through and start the harvesting process. Every field will usually get 2 or 3 passes because there will be a little bit of variability, but the pineapple's definitely harvested at its peak of ripeness. We take it in, it goes into a packing shed where it's cooled off, cleaned, packed, put into containers that are temperature controlled all the way up here into North America.
So how do you tell, like a regular consumer goes to the grocery store, right? How do you tell if a pineapple's ready to eat?
Well, it should be.
Gotcha.
You know, we harvest at the peak of ripeness, so every pineapple theoretically that's on the display in a grocery store should be perfect, ready to eat. Now, what could happen is it could be sitting there too long and they start to go bad. And what will happen is pineapple will get leathery looking on the outside. They'll be very spongy. They'll start to smell a little bit fermented. You obviously want to stay away from those. Anything that looks fresh, smells ripe, has firm to the touch, that's something you want to take home. And you know, contrary to popular belief, you don't want to leave it on your counter for any amount of time. Take it home, eat it right away, and then go buy another one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're here with Sarah Marsh, Terminal Manager for Dole Fruit here in the port. Welcome.
Thanks for coming down and seeing our ship today.
Thank you very much. So give me a little process of what happens when the boat comes into pier and how the containers are removed.
Absolutely. So we get a ship here every Sunday. She arrives outside at 4:30. She comes alongside. We start operations at 8 a.m. We work 2 shifts. Basically, we're 24 hours trying to get the ship discharged and reloaded. We work about 3 days round the clock. We are discharging all the bananas, all the pineapples. We take it into our yard. We have a 20-acre leased facility here. Every parking spot has its own electrical power source, so everything is monitored while it's here inside the terminal. We have our own dispatching system. We have our own local USDA inspection site, so our containers are not having to go off-site for that USDA inspection. It's actually done right here on site, saving us a lot of time and increasing our efficiencies here.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing with the trucks that offload the containers.
So we have 15 diesel-powered UTRs, utility vehicles, and we actually recently got a grant that provided us with 4 electric vehicles. So we're actually now substituting in for 100% electric trucks that we're using to discharge these ships.
So is there any difference within the diesel versus the electric? Or
I would say the main difference is they're so quiet. You actually don't hear them coming. You just hear a slight hum when they go past you. We're really excited about the progress that we could see here with those.
These ships have cranes on them. How does it differentiate yourself between you and your competitor?
So this is one of our strategic improvements that we have as a company. We're able to take this ship into any port in the world and discharge and load. We don't rely on shoreside equipment to help us discharge and load that vessel. For us, it's a competitive advantage that we can go anywhere and take these ships and do the discharge.
And how many containers fit on this ship?
This ship is 760.
What does that equate to in fruit?
So on each vessel that we have arriving in San Diego, we're looking at 45 million pieces of fruit weekly that we bring in.
Well, hopefully that gives you a little insight of the magnitude and amount of fruit that comes here in the port in San Diego. We'd like to thank Dole Fruit Company and Sarah. Thank you very much for your time.
Happy to help.
If you have any questions or concerns, reach out to ProAct, and we'll see you next time.